I analyzed the top 20 Muslim business channels and I found a pattern that nobody is talking about. And I conducted this study over the last 2 weeks and I had 5 metrics on how I scored this top 20 Muslim business channels. The first one, of course, was the follower count. And my floor for this study was 5,000 subscribers. Below 5,000 subscribers, the sample was too small for me to conduct this study. The second one is the recent average views. I looked at the last 12 months and what is their average views. I also saw the top videos, like how many of their videos are viral and are performing. Then the content identity and their growth trajectory, like the 12-month subscriber data. I'm not going to name the specific channels because it's not about the individuals. It's more about the pattern that I found and how you can implement this in your business. And my finding was actually two categories where I found one massive gap. 16 out of these 20 channels had a core positioning as a Muslim. I call this the identity led. Like they called themselves Muslim entrepreneurs, halal investing, Islamic business advice, content that is about identity, not a specific problem. And this 16 channel, their average subscribers were 8,004 category, where they had a specific recurring problem that they solve, but just have 5.5 more average subscribers than the first category. And the pattern that I found amongst those channels is the signature tension. All of their videos were scripted, is that they had a conflict between a controversial world that teaches something about the topic versus the Islamic tradition and what the Islam says about it. For example, we had channels that says hustle is a virtue. The Islamic correction is the rest is ibadah. And we can see here two conflicts, hustle and rest. And these conflicts are actually viewed through the Islamic lens. We had also other people about doing investing, where they spoke about bear markets and the Islamic correction, how pricing should be fair, and it was viewed through Islamic finances lens. Every video had the same argument as the most viral videos that we can see on YouTube, but everything was seen through the Islamic lens. And that's what all of the Islamic lens. For example, if you're a fitness coach, you can lead with a common problem in the industry, for example, nutrition, and you can view this through Islamic lens, which is just halal eating or eating in accordance to the Quran. You can basically lead with, let's say, investing viewed through the Islamic lens. Just find the topic that you're the best at, and in order for you to differentiate yourself from the competitors out there, just look at the problem through the Islamic lens, which is this first forming video were not the most explicitly Islamic videos. Across actually led with the problem. For example, why Muslim coaches stay broke and the Islamic principle better, because the Islamic lens is the reason why your audience is going to trust you. The business problem is the reason for someone to click. They need to be in the right order. You first want to lead with the wound. You first want to lead with the problem, then the medicine. Like a bad title that I observed is Islamic Business Principle for Muslim Entrepreneurs. We can see that this title lead with identity. Only Muslims might click on this video. There is no this principle is for. The better caption that I told you would be leads with a wound. Why Muslim coaches stay broke? Staying broke is the state. It's the problem. Islamic angle is basically what makes you different. For example, the Islamic principle that fix this issue. And the best thing about this overperforming title is that non-Muslim might also click Because staying broke is a universal problem. You just give a solution through the Islam. Which leads me to the second sub pattern amongst these channels that I analyzed, is that the narrower the audience claim was, then the larger the actual audience became. For channels that were too broad. Because the broader your channel is, you're competing with everyone and it's hard to stand out. In the marketing, we have a saying which is, if you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. That's why you want to be as niched as possible. And here's one example basically. Muslim entrepreneurs is the broad, crowded niche. Muslim business coaches is a bit narrower, but 2 or 3 steps below. Example, if you're a fitness coach, you're competing against, okay, cool. You can narrow down even one layer deeper, for example, without compromising their time with family. And that's a great example. So go 2 layers deeper than your current niche so you can become an expert in one niche. And as I already told you, all of these channels solved the problem. They led with the problem, but they just gave a solution for the Islamic principles and the Islamic lens, which is the thing that you also want to do. So that's what is working amongst named an enemy, which is basically having controversial topic, and they serve one specific niche. And if you want to actually see if your business have potential to have baraka in it, we have a free baraka business quiz that you can take by clicking the first link in the description, and it will give you a personalized score, show you where your business is lacking, and give you a specific action plan on how you can solve it so you can get paid clients for your offer.